question 33, we want to sketch this graph y equals x minus 5, x plus 3. Show clearly the points of intersection with the coordinate axes and the coordinates of the turning point. So what you want to do is you want to find first of all the roots. So the roots are the points which it cuts the x-axis or the x-intercepts. So you should do this with a ruler, but I don't have access to one on this software. So I'm doing my best to draw as straight a line as possible. So to get the roots, you have to make y equal to 0, because if it lies on the x-axis, it has a y value of 0. So x minus 5, x plus 3 equals 0. And if one of these brackets equals 0, then the other one will multiply by that 0 to get 0. So if x is 5 or minus 3, then that condition is satisfied and we get one of the brackets being 0. So x is 5 and minus 3. And you want to label the points on the parabola. So this is a quadratic parabola we should be getting. And the next thing we want to find is the y-intercept. Now to get the y-intercept, you want to make x equal to 0. So you equate x to 0 and you put 0 minus 5, 0 plus 3. And if you do that, you'll find that the value is minus 15. And the other thing we want is the turning point. Now, if you expand these out, you'll notice that you've got an x squared term, and that's got a coefficient of 1. So the coefficient is positive, so it has a minimum turning point. And to think about it in layman's terms, the parabola will have a smiley face. If that coefficient is negative, it's a sad face and you have a maximum turning point. So to find the x coordinate of your minimum turning point, it's going to be exactly halfway between the roots. So to get that, what you do is you take a half, or you add up the roots and divide by 2 to get the midpoint, or the x midpoint. So 5 minus 3 is 2, divide by 2 is 1. So the x value is 1 and the y value is going to be, well, we just substitute into the equation to find out what the value of y corresponds to x is 1. So 1 minus 5 and 1 plus 3. And 1 minus 5 is minus 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. So they multiply to get minus 16, running out of space. So that gives us minus 16. So the minimum turning point is going to be 1 along on the x-axis and minus 16. We can now begin to sketch the parabola, and you don't have to be perfect at this, but you do need to get it a smooth curve. It has to be smooth, it can't just be rigid. So something like this will do the job. Minimum turning point is going to be 1 minus 16. So that includes all of the information that they asked for in the question. So the points of intersection are given and the minimum turning point is marked. A sanity check on a question like this: the minimum turning point cannot possibly have a greater value of y than the y-intercept. So the fact that the minimum turning point is below the y-intercept is a good sign, because if we found that the minimum turning point is 1 minus 14, and for talking sakes, and the y-intercept was minus 15, then surely the lowest value of y can't be minus 14, because the minimum turning point gives the lowest possible value of y. So it couldn't be minus 14, because we found that the y-intercept is minus 15. So the fact that we found it to be minus 16 is a good thing. So best of luck with the studying. Thank you for watching this.